Good morning, students. Today we are going to see Standard 8th Geography, Chapter number 8, Industries. Let's recall. In Figure 8.1, the sequence of two industrial processes has been given. Arrange the pictures in proper sequence and write the sequential numbers in the box given below. So, as to start it, 6 pictures they are given. We will give them name as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First one, if you will observe, you can come to know that about 2 different industries production they had given with raw material, which are these 2, cotton textile industries and sugar industries. First picture, it is related to sugarcane, the agriculture which is done as sugarcane. So it will be A picture. Then sugarcane is carried to the industry, sugar industry. So the last picture, the picture number 6 will be the B one. And after that, the fourth picture, here we can see the sugar production is done. So the sugar process is completed within this A, B, C picture. And remaining 3 pictures are related to cotton textile industry. That is, in picture number 5, you can see the cotton is grown. In picture number 3, cotton is turned into different threads. Few questions they had given. Let's discuss all that questions. Name the 2 industries. So as just we had seen, the 2 industries are cotton textile industry and sugar industry. And this both are agro-based industries. Name the raw material and the finished product of both these industries. So as if you will see that cotton textile industries, for it cotton is the raw material and the finished product is cotton clothes. And in sugar industry, the raw material is sugarcane and sweet potatoes and the finished product is jaggery or brown sugar. That is khadi sari. How is the raw material converted into the finished product? So as the process of converting the raw material into the finished product is done in the industries or factories. So as for example, in order to make a cotton t-shirt, firstly, the raw cotton is transported to cotton textile mills where it is spun, weaved and dyed. After the finishing is done, it is transported to garment factories and then for cutting and sewing and for designing etc. purpose. And the desired product that is the cotton t-shirt is made. So this is the process from which the raw material which is converted into a finished product. Why is it necessary to convert the raw material into finished product? Useful and has a added value. So it is necessary to convert the raw material into a finished product. So let's see what is the geographical explanation. So whatever we had discussed now, that is only given in here. The process of converting the available raw material into finished product is done in the factories. Just I had told you, the finished product is durable, more useful and has an added value. Industries or manufacturing units provide secondary occupations. Due to the availability of resources, development of science and technology and other favorable conditions, there is development of industries and a boost to industrialization. So as the primary occupations are directly related with the nature and the secondary, they are dependent on the raw material which will be collected from the primary occupations. So this will come under the secondary occupations. Due to availability of resources, development of science and technology and other favorable conditions, there is development of industries and a boost to industrialization. So as due to this, the different secondary occupations, they being favorable conditions they create due to different scientific and technological inventions, which helps us to move towards the industrialization process, and which will help us to take our country to a next level. Industries help in speeding up the economic development of humans, and it also helps in achieving the economic development of our country. Just we had discussed all these points, that it will also help us to take our country to the developing processes. If the industrialization of let's see the factors affecting the location of an industry. So this is a map they had given: agriculture produce, availability of labor, highway, market, river, reservoir, minerals, forest, water supply, energy. Taking into account the above factors, note in different colors the favorable factors required for the factories, and given below and the following: iron and steel, textiles, and sugar. Depending on this, you have to give the answers of this question. For each industry, prepare a list of necessary factors. So as for iron and steel industry, the iron and steel industry forms the base of all other industries, and therefore it is called as a basic industry. So this is a little definition of iron and steel industry. So as the factors which will influence the iron and steel industry are excess of raw material, that will include this industries requires raw material like iron ore, cooking oil, and limestone. Another factors will be supply of cheap skilled labor, access to transportation and communication facilities, access to market, access to sources of energy, availability of capital, means money, supply of water. So this all will be important for having a iron and steel industry in that area. About textiles, if you will see, the textiles can be made from many materials. These materials came from 4 main sources: animal, that is wool or silk; plant, cotton, flax, jute; mineral, asbestos, glass, fiber. Basically 4 types of industries, which are cotton textile industries, woolen textile industry, silk textile industry, and jute textile industry. So this all will come under the textiles. In India, the cotton textile industry is the most important industry. Keep in mind. So last one about sugar, we will see factors influencing the cotton textile industry, especially in Maharashtra. For textile industries, the important factors are access to transportation facilities, access of sources of energy, example hydroelectricity is important, supply of cheap skilled labor, availability of raw material is important for textile industries, and another different climate. Under climate there is a mild climate with which will be enough moisture in the air, so the thread does not break frequently. So this type of climate is important for textile industry. Cheap electricity and very less power breakdown should be there. Market should be there. Seaport of Mumbai, which is well connected by rails and highways. Another one, capital. A lot of money will be required for having a textile industry. Next, entrepreneurs. As Mumbai is a commercial country, there are many entrepreneurs who are willing to invest in this industry. So investors are also important for textile industry. So let's see the third one, sugar. Under the sugar industry, sugar is produced from sugarcane and sweet potato. The factors influencing sugar industry are available of raw material, that is sugarcane, supply of cheap skilled labor, access of sources of energy is required, another is supply of water, transportation facility is important. Again, different government policies are important. So this will give a result to the sugar. So as according to this given map, if you will see that iron and steel industry is a mineral based industry, hence it should be located In areas where minerals, raw materials like iron, coal, manganese, etc. are easily available. It also requires water for cooling purpose. So river should be also close to that area. So it is located near the highway and railway station. You can see in this map, railway station, so that the heavy and bulky raw material can be brought conveniently to the industries and finished products to the market. Okay, another about the second one, textiles. If you for textiles and sugar, textiles as well as sugar industries are agro-based industries. Just in finding answers before, I told you that both the agriculture industries are agro-based industries. Agriculture production of cotton and sugar is done, so they are known as agro-based industries. The raw material is perishable, hence it is very essential that it locates near the sources of the raw material, that is near the agriculture produce. So where it will be, where the agriculture produce will be done, at that places the textile and sugar industries can be seen. Okay. Moreover, both the industries require water. For example, textile industry requires water for bleaching and washing, hence it is located near the river. Again, labor is also essential factors and they are mobile. Power or energy can be transmitted to the industries. So, by finding all these places, we can see that near the place where the water supply is more and agriculture production will be done, rivers are there, at that place we can have the textile and sugar industry. Jute industry can be located where there is agriculture produce, labor supply and rivers are available. Again, automobile industries can be located where there is iron and steel industries, ample water supply and good transportation facilities are there. At that places, the automobile industries can be located. So these are the different industries which can be suitable location can be decided. So depending on this all questions, the geographical explanation is given, so no need to explain it, just we will read it. In any given area, the development of industries is dependent on several factors such as the availability of raw material, water, labor, transport, capital, market, etc. Just we had discussed all these points. As per the availability of these factors, specific industries develop. Because of the unequal distribution of these factors, industrial development does not take place at the same place at all places. Some regions are suitable for the development of industries, while in other regions only particular industries develop. Dense forest and desert areas are not conducive to industrial development. So as the dense forest and the desert areas are not comfortable or they are not good for the industrial development areas. So these areas are not chosen for the development of industries. Let's see, give it a try. Study the factors given below and state which industries could develop in these regions. So as some factors they had given, and according to it we have to find out which industries can be situated there or which industry can develop in that region. Okay, ready? Let's start. Excellent transport. Textile industry can develop in a region where there are excellent transport facilities, availability of skilled labor and uninterrupted supply of electricity is there. Next. Limestone deposits cheap labor, uninterrupted supply of water and electricity, increasing urbanization. Under this, iron and steel industries can develop in a region where there are limestone deposits, availability of cheap labor, uninterrupted supply of water and cheap labor, uninterrupted supply of water and electricity, and urbanization is done. Next. Fruit, orchids, labor, excellent transportation facilities, unlimited water supply, uninterrupted electricity and ready markets. For this, agro-based industries include agro-based processing, which involves the processing of raw material from the field and the farm into finished products for rural and urban markets. So fruits processing is a major agro processing industry, and it can develop in regions where there are fruit orchards and excellent transportation facilities, unlimited water supply, and uninterrupted electricity, and ready markets are there. Can you tell? Index is given. Iron ore with black and white dot will denote us the places as Jamshedpur, and again 2 places are there, but the name they had not given here. About the Jamshedpur is there. 2-3 total iron ores are there. Okay, manganese with grey color, where it is Kulasila. Under that regions 2 manganese are there. Limestone, where this is the place. Again, iron and steel industries it is at Asansol and Jamshedpur. These are the 2 places. So according to index, you can find out the places easily. Let's see the questions. Study figure 8.2 and answer the following questions. Name the industries at Jamshedpur. So the industries at Jamshedpur is the Tata Iron and Steel Industry, which was started in 1907 at Jamshedpur near the confluence of the river Sabarnarekha and Karkai in Jharkhand. And it lies very close to the Mumbai-Kolkata railway line and about 240 kilometers away from Kolkata, which is the nearest port for the export of steel. Which raw material is required for this industry? So as raw material will be required are manganese, limestone, iron, ore, coal and other. Next, from which areas is this raw material obtained? So from where we will get the TISCO, that cooking oil and Jharia and West Bokoro coal fields. Iron ore is obtained from Badam Pahar, Mayurbhanj. If you will see the detailed information about the Jamshedpur region, then you can get the answers of this question. If you have atlas with you, take out atlas and find out that Jamshedpur area. Under that you can get this answer. The district of Jharkhand will have the Normandy and near the areas of Odisha, Mayurbhanj. It obtains manganese from Keonjhar, Why is coal used in this industry? Coal is one of the primary raw material in the iron and steel industry. Iron ore, coking coal and limestone are required in the ratio of approximately 4:2:1. Some quantities of manganese and also required to harden the steel. So the process of converting iron ore into steel involves many stages. So the raw material is put in the blast furnace where it is undergoes smelting. Here coal is used to heat the ore. Then it is then refined. The output obtained is steel. In geographical channels you can get the information about this industries, how the coal is used for preparing different steel and other materials. For example, 8 tons of coal plus 4 tons of iron ore that will and plus 1 ton of limestone. 8 tons of coal, 4 tons of iron ore and 1 ton of limestone will give the result of 1 ton of steel. State with reason if it would be feasible to set up an iron and steel industry in your district. In my district, as we are in Solapur, there is uninterrupted supply of electricity. Also cheap skilled labor is available. However, there are no limestone deposits nor there is ample supply of water. Therefore, it would be not feasible to set up an iron and steel industry in our district. Let's see the geographical explanation just for the localization of the iron and steel industry. The most important factors are the availability of raw material and energy. both of which are available around Jamshedpur. The raw material is heavy and bulky, and it is uneconomically to transport it to a factory far away. Hence, it is favorable to establish these industries in the area where the raw material is available. This is the reason for the establishment of iron and steel industries at Jamshedpur. Next, classification of industries as per their nature. Types of industry: small industry, medium industry and heavy industries. Under small industry, making of earthen pots, bakery products, etc. will come. Medium industries, fruit processing industry, jaggery making, etc. will come under the medium industry. Heavy industries will be under cement, sugar, iron and steel, etc. Use your brain power. Which industries could be profitable set up in your surrounding area or locality? So according to our locality, there is a fruit orchids, and also moreover other factors like excellent transport facilities, unlimited water supply, uninterrupted electricity, labor and ready markets are easily available. So therefore fruit processing industries, which is medium industry, could be profitable set up in our surrounding or in our Solapur. Obtain information about any one industry in your locality with the help of the following questions: name of the industry, name of the owner, how many people work here, what is the raw material used, what are the steps taken to reduce the pollution level in the vicinity of the factory through your industry, how are you contributing to society. So this is your work. If you know any industry, write down the details. If your father is working in an industry, you can all the three pictures above are related to the concept of industries, but the nature of their work is different. In these industries, raw material, labor, force, capital, land, etc. are all essential factors. As per the nature of the work, industries can be classified. Very often the finished products from one industry is used as raw material in another industry. Example, sugar produced in the sugar factories is used as a sweetener, a raw material in the manufacturing of products such as biscuit, jam and jellies. Similarly, iron rods are used as raw material in the engineering industries in the manufacture of steel, furniture, etc. So as if you will see the first one, the raw material sugarcane is used for preparing sugar, and sugar is used in different industries as a sweetener to produce other different like jams, biscuit and other products. So these are the pictures they had given here. Think about it. Okay, use your brain power. Identify the industry shown in the picture, state suitable location for these industries. Okay, if we will zoom it, we can see the science and technology, what they had written. Not getting, let it be. The second picture, fishing, maybe the packing of fishes are done. Here it is, I think, milk. So in the first picture, information and technology industry shown, which is suitable look etc. is needed. In the second picture, if you will see, here the suitable location availability of skilled manpower fish processing and preservation industry is shown. Under this, the suitable location availability of raw material, that is nearness to the ocean from where fishes are caught, semi-skilled and skilled labor, power supply, transport, etc. is essential. And in the third picture, if you will see, you can get in the third picture, dairy industry is shown. Suitable location will be availability of skilled manpower, uninterrupted power supply, transport near to the market areas, climate, government policies, etc. will be required. Okay, let's see this, think about it. Examine all the three pictures shown below and answer the following questions. Just we will have a look. First picture, some pappers they are making and packaging is done. Another furniture is prepared. Here one industry is given. Okay, depending on these three pictures we have to find the answers of the following questions. Let's start. Name the industry shown in picture A. In picture A, papad making industry is shown, which is a small scale industry. Okay, next one, what is the difference between the industry shown in picture A and B? Depending on this A and B, the differences in picture A, small industry shown, while in picture B, medium industry shown. This is a medium. Picture C. In picture C, large industry, that is a steel plant is shown, which is machine oriented and skilled manpower is required. Identify the industry shown in the picture above. In picture A, small industries, that is papad making industry shown. In picture B, furniture making. And in picture C, large industries, that is a steel plant is shown. Okay, name some more similar industries. Yes, some small industries, making of earthen pots, bakery products, this will come under the small industries. Under the medium industries, fruit processing industries, jaggery making, etc. Large industries, automobiles industry, cement industry, cotton and textile industries, etc. will come under this. Okay, let's move forward. Again, give it a try. They had given. Complete the list with reference to the industries. Industry, manufacture of iron rods, manufacture of candles, furniture manufacture, paper manufacture, manufacture of medicine, sugar manufacture, jaggery manufacture, agarbatti manufacture, manufacture of cotton clothes, manufacture of railway engines, papad making. Okay. So what is the type we will see? Manufacture of iron rods, it is the large industry. Raw material will be iron ore, cooking, coal, manganese, etc. When I am telling, you have to write it down in your textbook. Next, manufacturing of candles. Its type is small industry and its raw material is wax, cotton thread, etc. Furniture manufacture, medium industry. Material will be fibers obtained from wood, dyes, chemicals, etc. will be needed. Manufacture of medicines, large industry. Solvents, active pharmaceuticals, ingredients, glass, etc. Again, sugar manufacture, large industry. Sugarcane, sweet potato, etc. Jaggery manufacture, it is medium industry. Sugarcane will be required. Agarbatti manufacture, small industry. Bamboo sticks, charcoal, dust, essential oils, etc. is needed. Manufacture of cotton clothes, large industry. Raw material will be raw cotton, water, etc. Again, manufacture of railway engines, large industry. Steel and many other different products are required. So write down it as etc. Papad making, small industry. Moong dal, green gram, rice flour, urad dal, black lentils. Many different types of papad we can take, and raw material can be different. Okay. Agro-based industries. India is a predominantly agrarian country. In India, a variety of agriculture product is available. Different types of agro-based industries have come up. In addition to these, industries processing agriculture products have also developed. These include the dairy industry, fruit processing, food processing, jaggery making, etc. Industries depend on the agriculture products have been established everywhere. There has also been developed of heavy industries like textile and sugar. So as we are talking about our country is agro-based, means we are related to our agriculture production. So agro-based industries are maximally seen in our country, but then also we are having different heavy industries also like textiles. Industrial development have an important role in the economic development of our country. Industrial development is essential for improving the standard of living and increasing the per capita income of the citizens. The citizens of a country get employment opportunities and their lifestyle improves. The per capita income of the country goes up and there is an increase in the export of finished products. This results is an increase in the foreign exchange reserves. For all these reasons, it is necessary to give a flip to industrialization in a country. So as if we want to take our country to a developed process or to be called as developed country, now we are in the process of developing. So when we will be called as developed one, when the industrialization will be taken place in our country, when other countries will purchase more amount of products from us, our per capita will be increased and according to it our country will move towards the developing process, and one day we will called as India is a developed country. But now we are in a developing process because industrialization process is slow. The government, okay, I think so it is on next page. The government establishes industrial estates to boost industrial development and increase the employment opportunities in the region. So as what will happen if the industrialization will be taken place, different industries will be prepared, will be installed, and which will give the people more opportunity to have a job. So occupations will be created. Economic development of a country. Hence, all countries take special efforts for promoting industrial development. To enable this, industrial estates have been established. These states are given concessional rates for electricity, water, and taxes. So as they are helping us to create our country to move towards the developing process. So the taxes and the electricity supply and the water supply, here the taxes are given as a less amount of taxes is collected from this industries. Something we had left this side. Figure 8.6, dal meal they had given. You can see the dal meal is polishing the dal or removing the skin of the dal. Again, fruit processing is done here. You can see different fruits are being processed. Oil press is done here. This is the old way of pressing oil. Now we are having the different methods also. Jaggery making. This is the another process of making jaggery. Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation, MIDC. You know about MIDC? Is it in our Solapur also? On 1st August 1962 in Maharashtra, the state government established the Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation, and through it set up industries in various districts of the state. Through this, the decentralization of industries is expected throughout the state. Like Maharashtra, other states have also established such corporations. In these industrial estates, very often auxiliary industries have been established. In addition, employment opportunities have been made available to local people in these industrial estates. Various facilities necessary for industries have been made available. So MIDC, this is the place where different industries are installed and where it other peoples also. So this provides us the various facilities which is necessary for the industries are being available and being provided to the industries by setting at the one places. Can you tell? Study the factors given in figure 8.7 and classify them as per their advantages and disadvantages in relation to industries. Okay, this is 8.7. Employment, development of agriculture, population, stable prices of commodities, depletion of forest land, skilled manpower, supply of labor, improvement in the standard of living, market, pollution, more land under irrigation, increasing land prices, literacy, slums, ample water, uninterrupted power supply, poverty, boost to under urbanization, cultural development, number of migrants, communication, development of transport facilities. Okay. So now we have to find out the advantages and disadvantages from all this. If we will see, the advantages will be employment, it will be good, development of agriculture will be good, stable prices of commodities, skilled manpower, supply of labor, improvement in the standard of living, more land under irrigation, market, development of transport facilities, communication, cultural development, literacy, ample water, boost to urbanization, uninterrupted power supply. So all this will come under the advantages of industries. Now what are the disadvantages of industries? Number of migrants, depletion of forest land, population, pollution, increasing land prices, slums, poverty. Explanation. There are many advantages in industrial development. There are also some disadvantages also because of industrialization. The youth in an area get employment. It also helps in increasing the per capita income for the economic development of an agrarian country. It is necessary to have industry based on agriculture products. Such industries not only result in agriculture development but also the economic development of a country. The standard of living of people also rises. So all this will be the benefits and advantages and disadvantages. Just I told you about this. Information technology industry. Let's recall what are the different ways of obtaining information. Okay, the different ways of obtaining information are internet, radio, television, newspaper, magazines, and different periodicals and different types of books. Which is the fastest way of obtaining information? So nowadays the internet is the fastest way of obtaining information. By sitting at our home we can collect the information about anything. So internet services have opened up to for the floodgates of information for everyone, and also through the internet one can get any information anytime and every time. One can view the required data from the appropriate site, and also moreover through social networking about the well-being, their family and friends all over the world can be get connected. How do WhatsApp, Facebook, Google Maps, etc. work? So WhatsApp, founded by Jancom and Brain Acton, was started as an alternative to SMS. It was made by the intention of allowing it enables one to keep in touch with the groups of people that are the most important. For example, family or co-worker with group chats. One can share messages, photos and videos with up to 256 people at once. So this is the profit. With WhatsApp on the web and desktop, one can sync all the chats to his or her computer so that he or she can chat on the device which is the most convenient for them. With voice calls, one can talk to friends and family for free even if they are in the another countries. Moreover, one can make free video calls and can have face-to-face conversations also. One can record a voice message, send PDFs, documents, spreadsheets, etc. without the worry of email or file sharing apps. One can send documents up to hundreds of MB. So this all are the advantages of WhatsApp, Facebook, Google Maps, etc. Okay, depending on this only the geographical explanation is given. Let's start. Information technology is an important engineering branch in today's world. In this branch, work is carried out by computers. In this industry, India has made rapid progress. The availability of skilled manpower is the most important reason for this. You know about this all things, how the computer is important for us. In this industry, searching for technical information, obtaining, analyzing and completing it, presenting it graphically and providing it as per requirement is the nature of work. All this information is obtained from the internet or computer, mobiles and other devices. Just I told you. The creation or development of special softwares of these handsets is another important component of the industries. Today there is an increase in the use of computers and technology. There is a great variety in the type. When an industrialist or a group of industry work for the betterment of a society and for the conservation of the environment, it is known as corporate social responsibility. Definition is given. Showing responsibility to society by helping needy people or needy organization is an important task. With this objective, when an industry or a group of industries have made a profit of over 5 crores, they are expected to spend at least 2% of their profits on an acts benefiting the society. For this, their assistance in the areas below is expected. So as if they will get the 5 crores of profit, so they have to send 2% of their profit to the society. So for what they will give, they will provisions of educational facilities, in that they can send their 2% of profit. The provision of facilities related to health, they have to give for the health. Again, the development of the village or region, establishing centers for people like environment development centers. This can be taken. There is a tax rebate on the amount spent by the industry on group of industries on various schemes under corporate social responsibility. So the taxes on the industries and the group of industries are according to the corporate social responsibility, according to CSR. Talk about the interrelationship between human sources and industry. Human resources refer to the people who make up the labor force of an organization, business sector or economy. Industry refer to an economic activity that is concerned with the production of good, extraction of minerals or the provisions of services. There is a close relation between human resources and industry, and also the different labor supply of human resources is an important factor in the location of industries in India. Labor is quite mobile and is available in large number due to large population. Some types of manufacturing steel require skilled labor. For example, in cotton textile industry, laborers are required to pluck cotton for operating the machine during spinning, weaving and dyeing. Moreover, if there are strikes by the laborers in any of the industries, then it affects the routine production of the group. Also, this problem is faced by industries like woolen textile industry, jute textile industry and cotton textile industries. Do you know? Industrialization and environment. Manufacturing includes processing of raw material in order to obtain the finished product. During the manufacture of the products, some harmful residual materials and pollutants are also left behind. As a result, there is a pollution of air, water, noise and land. This type of pollution is termed as industrial pollution. Industrial pollution is resultant in the environment and the problems relating to it are being seriously discussed at an international level. While deciding the location of industries along with the traditional factors, serious thought is being given into environmental factors to control the pollution caused by industries. Proper disposal of sewage and harmful residual and proper treatment of the pollutants should be done. Fuel saving vehicles and other equipments must be manufactured. Pollution control, preservation of natural resources, environmental management, etc. are factors which must be taken into account in India in order to check industrial pollution. Many laws and regulations have been framed both at the national and the state levels. Example, the Water and Air Pollution Control Act and the Conservation of Environment Act. The Central Pollution Control Board of India looks into prevention of and control of pollution. In this context, any contravention of these laws would mean that the management of the factory would be held responsible and will be liable for the punishment. So as if we are having any factories or industries, it is not that we will create pollution. So it will be under the control. The pollution which will be done should be under control, and no any other environment harm should be done by the waste products which is thrown openly in the nature. Give it a try. In India, many important public sector undertakings have been established. Their acronyms, that is abbreviate forms, have been given. Find their long forms and write them down. BHEL, BEL, HAL, ONGC, NTPC, NTC, SEL, GEL. Example है Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, BEL means Bharat Electronics Limited. Write it down. HEL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation. NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation Limited. NTC, National Textile Corporation Limited. SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited. GAIL, Gas Authority of India Limited. Give it a try. Important information technology centers are called IT hubs. Find out with the help of internet in which cities such hubs have developed and mark them on an outline map of India. Okay, this work you can do with the help of internet. Find out this and you can prepare an outline map of India. Use your brain power. Which type of industries can stem the flow of people towards urban areas? Different migration is an important factor which affects the distribution of population. People from rural areas migrate to urban areas in search for jobs. Hence, cottage industries and subsidiary occupations should be developed in areas. For example, beekeeping, poultry, sheep rearing. Where is it necessary to establish these industries? This industry should be established in backward regions and rural areas, bringing about economic growth and balanced regional development. Think about it. If you become an industrialist, which of the following would you do? Only make profits, or start a second industry from the earlier one as a supplementary industry? Will spend some amount for the society after the deduction of tax, provide help for the creation of new industry list. So according to your choice, you can find out what you will do. Water literacy, the need of the hour. Just go to the page number 58. Read this content. Give it a try. We will move to this. In what context is this logo? So if you will see this logo is of Make in India. It is a striding lion made of gogs, which symbolizes strength, manufacturing and national pride. What will be the benefit of this program? So the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, he launched the Make in India Global Initiative on 25th September 2014 to invite both domestic and foreign investors to invest in India. So this logo is prepared. What is the correlation between this program and employment? If you will go to internet, you can get the detailed information about this logo. But in short, I will tell you, the focus of Make in India program is mainly on 25 sectors, which include automobile, garments, sports, leather, media and entertainment, wellness, mining, tourism and hospitality, railways, automobile components, renewable energy, biotechnology, space, thermal power, roads and highways, and electronical systems. These are the programs and employments. Which are the Navratna industry of India? Okay, Bharat Electronics Limited, Container Corporation of India Limited. If you go to internet and search Navratna Industries of India, you will get the detailed information about this. Please go through the link. Which are the Navratna Industries of India? Just I told you to find out from the internet. Why do you think they have been accorded this statue of Navratna? The above mentioned industries are central public sector entrepreneurs. Due to their financial performance, net worth, revenue, profit, etc., they are accorded this status of Navratna because they are doing good job for our country. They're excellent or very good memorandum and understanding rating during the last 5 years. So they are named or status of Navratna is given. So in this way we had completed our industries chapter. Complete the exercise, read the text properly and learn the given question and answers. That's all for today. Thank you.